What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You guys know it's your boy KEVO, man. Alright, so today we're gonna check out 10 biggest lies about the Philippines. So what the hell have they been lying about in the Philippines, man? We're gonna check that out today. But before you guys get into the video, make sure you guys get the video, make a thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new, turn that post notification bells on, make sure all notifications, and thank you very much. That helps me out a lot. Let's get into the damn video.
The Philippines is a country that we love to talk about here on FTD Facts. So much can be said about the beauty of the country as well as the beauty of the people. Yet even still, there are many stereotypes, misconceptions, and straight up lies that have been put on as labels on the country and its people. Welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and for this episode, I'm going to be looking at 10 of the biggest lies, stereotypes, and misconceptions about the Philippines. Okay, so let's get into this list. At number 10, Filipino women are submissive and quiet. Like every other country, though, women come in a variety of attitudes. Some a little bit more attitude prone than others. But either way, Filipinas are just a conservative type of woman. According to sources, Filipino women, they find it uncomfortable to mingle or even interact with male.
Well, I kind of noticed that actually when I was in the Philippines. I noticed that a lot of Filipino women did not interact with me or try to talk to me. So I kind of see that. That's true.
Foreigners and even their own men. They also have a reputation of being quiet and shy, but this is normally because they feel that they don't have the adequate skill of speaking English to the foreigners. So instead of speaking nonsense, they remain silent. The next lie is that the Philippines is one land mass. This is something that I've been guilty of thinking myself. But there's actually over 7,000 islands that make up the Philippines, and around 2,000 of them are inhabited. And this is known as an archipelago, which is a collection of islands or sometimes a sea containing a small number of scattered islands. Now, the Philippines has a total land area of 300,000 square kilometers, which works out to be 115,831 square miles. This makes it the world's largest island country. The Philippine archipelago is divided into 3 island groups: Luzon, Visayas, as well as Mindanao. The lie number 8 is Filipinos don't speak English. So when tourists visit the country of the Philippines,
Filipinos speak very good English. A lot of them I find they speak very good English, or at least they understand you. Because what I find is that people from the Philippines, when they're younger, they tend to listen to a lot of like foreign music, and they're very big on very big on karaoke. So that's why. Like, I have some friends from the Philippines, born and raised, and when they talk, they kind of speak with an accent. But as soon as you hear them sing, bruh, that accent just disappears. Tell me I'm lying. Put in the comments down below if you guys know that's true, man. Put in the comments.
Philippines, they're usually surprised at the fact that Filipinos, they actually learn English as their first language. Most Filipinos also learn it alongside Tagalog growing up. Although some Filipinos will have a distinct accent while speaking English, English-speaking tourists will have little or no trouble at all communicating with them. And this actually leads us to our next lie. And this lie is that Filipinos only speak Tagalog. This lie and misconception is similar to the idea that Chinese people speak Chinese, when in fact they speak a wide variety of languages like Mandarin, Cantonese, etc. In the Philippines, though, Tagalog is one of many dialects spoken in the country. Back in the year 1937, the government, they adopted Tagalog, elevating its status as a national language of the Philippines, also calling it Filipino, and it has since become mixed with other existing Philippine dialects as well as foreign languages like English and Spanish. Now, when it comes to native languages and dialects, there are more than 200. I didn't know there were 200, bro. Filipinos share the exact same culture. So, being an archipelago, like I mentioned earlier, historically there was no actual Philippines to refer to. The different groups of islands being separated by large bodies of of water, they contained their own distinct culture and language and traditions. Because of this, they were very distinct from each other. So then the movement for a united Philippines didn't come until the arrival of the Spanish, which was much later on though. All right guys, we reach halfway in this episode. We have 5 more lies to look at. And for more information about Philippines, I definitely want you to check out our video where we did 10 surprising facts about the Philippines. It is a mind-blowing episode. It's such a beautiful country. So much to learn
check
about
that one
it.
out
I'll
after.
link to it below in the video description section.
Definitely will be checking that one out
check it
after.
out after this.
Will do.
All right, continuing with the lies. In at lie number 5, we have Filipinos are nannies and call center agents. That's all they're good for. Okay, so Filipinos may just be...
Okay. Before he even tells me why, I find, like here in Canada, there is a lot of Filipino nannies, okay? I'm not, like, some people might get mad, but here, there's a lot of Filipino nannies because Filipinas and Filipinos are very family-orientated. Like, there's so many families I know that I would rather, out of everybody out in this world, I would want my kids to be watched by a Filipino because I know that Filipino is going to be taking care of my child as though it was one of theirs, like it was their child. That's why I see a lot of Filipino nannies, and they enjoy taking care of the family. Because they're just family orientated people, okay? And as for the call centers, I don't know. I don't see a lot of Filipinos working in call centers in Canada, but when I was back in the Philippines, a lot of my friends, they told me they worked in call centers, but international call centers and all that kind of stuff, because they all get rerouted, to all these smaller places. So I kind of do believe there's a lot of Filipinos in call centers around the world. All right, is that fair? But there's also a lot of Filipino nurses. I find there's a lot of Filipino nurses. Majority, guarantee you, if you went to a hospital right now, or you went somewhere, you will find a Filipino nurse at a hospital, okay? Guarantee you, without a doubt, okay? Maybe you might find more than 10. I'm telling you, you will find more than 10 there.
Very good at delivering these types of services, and because of that, there's a high demand for their skills in other countries.
Yes.
However, not everyone shares the same dream job interest. There's actually millions and millions of Filipinos living and working overseas with completely different professions, like doctors and nurses and singers. Yeah, Filipinos sing really good.
Yeah,
that's
karaoke.
another stereotype, but I think there's like some facts to that. You'll find Filipino entrepreneurs, IT specialists, engineers, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So no. They're not just nannies, and they don't just work in call centers overseas.
But a lot of them do.
Manila is the main business district.
No.
And this is something that I thought as well, I'm
BGC?
not gonna lie. Contrary to what many foreigners think, most of the embassies and big firms, banks, and insurance companies, they're actually located in Makati and Taguig City. Makati and Taguig are located within the greater Manila area.
Makati, yeah.
Now, Manila is the capital city of the Philippines, and it is one of the most populated cities, but it is not necessarily where all the main action happens. Number 3, have you heard this one before? Dog meat is regularly eaten.
I heard this one.
Served.
This is not true.
Okay. All right, so
This is not true.
They don't sell dog meat in Filipino supermarkets and grocery stores.
I heard that too.
Eating dogs in Philippines it's a very taboo topic, and there actually are a few small groups. Mostly of them are in the northern region of the country, in the mountain province, where indigenous people as well as their ancestors have had a history of eating dog meat, but you're not gonna be finding it at restaurants or in grocery stores just like that. No, that doesn't exist.
Number 5.
Number 2,
my friends maybe that's
Filipinos
5.
date foreigners for money and papers. All right, guys. So these ideas are
actually looking for love.
Perpetuated because of shows like 90 Day Fiancé. Let's be honest, okay? But not all Filipinos dream of becoming an American or British citizen or whatever. Some just love to travel and meet new people along the way.
Very friendly people.
Just because Filipinos date and marry foreigners also doesn't mean that they're just looking for visa applications, making that whole process easier and everything. Filipinos, they can afford to fund their own travels themselves, get their visas, and do their jobs in foreign countries. So they don't necessarily need a foreign partner to do so. Marrying a Filipino actually does not mean that the foreigner has to support the Filipino's family either.
No, sometimes they can support themselves. I know a couple people from the Philippines who are very successful, and they just have a preference to marry the foreigner. They can't marry a Filipino, but they like marrying foreigner guys, or they're just more attractive. So it's all depends on the person and what they're attracted to. Okay, it's not something that like, okay, they're gonna marry a foreigner just to get out of the country, right?
You know, there's a lot of times where people move overseas and it's like, okay, well, you got to send money back to my family. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's unfair to label Filipinos with that stereotype. And yes, so it is a sad reality that because they date foreigners, it's assumed that they're just gold diggers.
Yeah,
but
all the
if you
time.
actually think about it, just because someone dates somebody from a foreign country doesn't mean that that person is rich either.
No.
So yeah, something to think about there. And now moving on to our biggest lie in this episode, Philippines. It's a very dangerous country.
No.
Now, we've all seen the news reports. Many foreigners, they hear about Philippines' war on drugs, among other struggles that they have in the country. And this has led foreigners to think that the Philippines is a place of criminals and kidnappers everywhere. Now, there are, of course, several unfortunate...
I stayed there for like three months in the Philippines and a couple weeks, like another time, and I felt safe in the Philippines. I never really had to think about look behind my back, and I was never really concerned about getting robbed. Even when I went to like the Manila city, a lot of my friends told me, "What? You're walking around the city by yourself with your camera out?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" I never felt like someone was going to rob me. Yeah, I had people coming up asking me for money, and if I had money, I'll give to them. If I didn't, I just said sorry, I couldn't. But it never like harassed me and like bothered me. I never had to deal with that in the Philippines.
Issues in the country, but overall, away from the hotspots of criminal activity, there are many beautiful places and safe places that you'll see in the Philippines.
Yep.
Not just the resorts designed for tourists, but many local places as well. Completely safe. All right, guys, so this concludes this episode. This was a look at 10 of the biggest lies about the Philippines. Hope this helped clear up some misconceptions.
Yes, it has.
The Philippines and Filipinos,
a lot of things I knew.
An amazing group of people. Here at
indeed.
Facts, we do our best to show love and appreciation to all peoples in our world. And really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you did. Don't forget to check out the recommended video. I'll link to it again in the video description section.
Out the recommended
and until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated. I'll see you in the next episode.
All right. Damn. Okay. Well, that was very informative. This is definitely, I would definitely want to check out the other video, man. I think a lot of things that he said was very true, and a lot of things I really could connect and like relate to it, because I actually been there and I spent time in the Philippines. This is why can't wait till it's open, because I want to bring my family back there, and I think it's a great place for my kids to like visit and see, the wife, everyone, just to bring them all back to the Philippines and just check it out. You know what I mean? Meet some of my friends, introduce them to some of my friends, because some of my friends, it's been over more than 2 years that I have seen them. I still speak to them here and there, but it'd be nice to see them again. All right? So anyways, if you guys made it all the end, you guys know what to do, man. Give the video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys new. Turn that post notification bells on. I'll catch you guys next one, all right? Bye.